Wait, the motorbike passes. Oh. Hello, welcome to the Go Grab That Day podcast. Today we're going to talk about some random shit. Just a short, quick segment of lots of weird shit that I try to find on the internet. It's very hard to find weird stuff on the internet, as people know. Anyway, so we'll get straight into it. I hope everybody's doing good. We have some good videos up on the YouTube channel this week, as I'm sure some of you hopefully know by now, and we have some more interesting ones coming, so keep liking, please keep subscribing, more importantly keep subscribing. And just quick note, I've said this before, we have an affiliation with Mystique Jerseys, so please check them out. I'm not one of these people who will sell shit that I don't quite like or believe in, so the only reason I have these guys on as an affiliate is I do quite like their stuff, and it's pretty cool. As I've said, I broke it down before on the podcast, but it's just for people who are fans of football, rugby, or Gaelic football, or hurling. If you're Irish or if you're outside of Ireland, you might like it too. But they have a wide range of all of those jerseys. But the thing that I like about them is they do some really nice classic jerseys, and they do some really kind of rare jerseys for people who maybe be in Europe, or Irish people like myself. There are some really nice American club jerseys and some of your classic international jerseys, and check them out. The link is in the Instagram bio. It's Mystique Jerseys, and use the promo code GOGRABTHATDAY, all caps, to get 10% off. Do check them out, they are really, really good. So anyway, enough shit talk, let's get into it. Yeah, what I'm going to get into today is the usual on the random podcast. I'm going to talk about a bit of TV, a bit of music, and some weird news stories that I found. So I found a couple of nice ones today. But anyway, this week, as you should know by now, I like to watch a lot of TV because I'm a lazy bastard. But we found, I'm going to warn you against a particular movie. It's one called The Hunt, which we found. I wasn't sure was it on Netflix or on something else. But anyway, I don't know if people know this story, but a few years back, the actress Nicole Kidman, her father died, yeah, he died anyway. I may get this story wrong, but anyway, this is just the backdrop of where the idea of this movie came from. But a big storyline came out that her father was supposedly involved in a weird kind of a human hunting game, if you want to call it that. But this is a true story. This is not the movie. This is what the movie was based on. But anyway, supposedly big high up politicians and stuff like that do these things where they go out to a secluded area and hunt fucking human beings, which in this day and age you wouldn't be surprised. But that was the story that came out. You'll find that, type it in on Google or whatever you have at hand. You will see that story. It's a pretty messed up story, and it's supposedly a real story. But the movie I'm talking about was kind of based around that, and because I'm a psycho, when I heard the movie was coming out, I was looking forward to seeing it. Thought it might be kind of sick, kind of whatever, demented, which sometimes I'm in the mood to watch. And my God, it's an hour and a half of my life I will never get back. It was absolutely horrendous. You're not even sure whether it's a horror, comedy, neither, both. I don't know, it was an absolutely horrendously shit movie. Really let me down, and I was looking forward to it. Just, if you come across it, don't watch it. It's terrible. At no point does it get good. Really shit, horrendous movie. But I suppose that's good because the storyline is not too nice. But anyway, so that was one. And then I watched the Cecil Hotel documentary, or Cecil, however you want to pronounce it. I think it's called Murder Mystery at the Cecil Hotel, something like that. You'll find it anyway. It's on Netflix. Not bad. A little weird, a little creepy. I'm not going to give away too many spoilers, but obviously the fucking title gives it away a little bit. But someone may or may not go missing, or may not get murdered, or may not, I don't know, something. But watch it. It's only like 4 episodes long. It's good. It's quite creepy. It's parts of it is a little stretched in terms of, there's a lot of kind of conspiracy theories about what happens at the hotel. And some of them are reaching, like they're a little too crazy, but it's an interesting story, creepy story, but an interesting story, and it is worth the watch. Check that out. It's Murder at the Cecil Hotel or something like that. If you don't want to watch it, read up on it. It's quite an interesting story. Dark too, unfortunately, but I'm a dark person. And then I just realised all the movies I'm going to talk to you about are quite sick. The next one was The Ripper, about the Yorkshire Ripper in England in the 1970s, I believe, 70s to 80s. Yeah, pretty sick story. But it's another documentary that's on Netflix too. So check it out if you want to freak yourself out, if you want Halloween to come early or whatever. But yeah, unfortunately all my documentaries are quite dark. I apologise if they're not sports, they're dark. But yeah, it's a good documentary all the same. And the good thing about them is they're quite short. That one, The Ripper, as well, is only a few episodes long, as is the Cecil Hotel documentary. But no, do check them out. Don't want to scare the shit out of yourself. But do not watch The Hunt, for the love of God. Read, fucking look at a wall for an hour and a half. You're better. It'd be a better way to spend your time, trust me. Moving on from TV. The other thing I wanted to talk about, I meant to talk about it a couple of times on the podcast before, but it's rap. For those of you that haven't heard of it. No, there's a thing happening over here in New Zealand and Australia and this area. It's drill rap, which is, I don't know why, I don't know why it's called drill rap, but I know there's these groups of rappers. It's kind of they're really good. Like, I'll name a couple of them I've written down, is The Engineers, NME, which is the letters NME, 1-4, and the Morse Gang. Now, there's a lot more than that. I just didn't want to list them all, but these are guys, especially when I'm training, that I love to listen to. Really cool, kind of. It's like a throwback to the gangster rap of the Tupac and Biggie heydays, I suppose. It's really cool, and a lot of these groups actually don't like each other, so there is a lot of real, ham or beef, if you want to call it that. Yeah, no, they're good. No, but I don't give a shit about that. But their songs are really good. It's a real different kind of take on rap. I have sent them around to a couple of my friends, because I don't know if they're too big in Europe, or outside of here. I'm not too sure, but they're really good. I've become a big fan. I listen to all their stuff, especially, as I said, when I'm training and things like that. Yeah, and then the other thing was, there's a band called The Who, and not the band WHO Who, but HU, The Who. They are a Mongolian rock band. Bear with me. Well, don't bear with me, because it's probably going to get a bit crazier. But yeah, they're kind of a Mongolian, they call it throat singing. And not like it is the throat singing, like in the Simpsons movie, for anyone who gets that reference. But yeah, they're a good group. Their stuff is quite crazy. They've done a couple of covers, or they've done one cover anyway, on a Metallica song. Sorry, I can't think of the name of the song, but it is a Metallica one. Now, the only thing is, they sing in Mongolian, so I have no idea if that's a real language. Mongolian. I think it is, I don't know. But they're really good. The music behind it, I absolutely love listening to them when I'm training. If I have a day where I'm too lazy or just not getting through the workout too well, stick on a few of their songs and you're throwing dumbbells through the window. But yeah, no, really cool. Kind of crazy music. It depends. Listen, I have kind of a particular taste in music, which I'll listen to a bit of anything if I like it. And these are kind of my new buzz now, the drill rap over here and the Who, Mongolian throat singing band. Quite good. So definitely check them out. You'll probably never listen to my podcast again after listening to the Who, I don't know, but hopefully not. Stick with me, I'm not bad. Oh, yeah, wait. This is our new Go Grab That Day t-shirt. If I can get the laptop out of the way. It's hard to see, I know, but we have this, and we have, sorry, I'm trying to get our camera woman to zoom in. No, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. We have hopefully some new t-shirts and stuff coming out as well, and I'm trying to bring out eventually. Now, listen, I say these things and there's a big timeline ahead of us, so not anytime soon, but we're working on bringing out some nice t-shirts, kind of doing some little bit of testing, just some extra clothes for me, to be honest. So yeah, we're hoping to eventually bring out maybe some training gear, some nice t-shirts, stuff like that. We're running through some ideas, but all with the Go Grab That Day logo, because I like it. That's it. No reason behind it. Stop judging me. Anyway, so moving on to my news stories. This today is going to be probably a pretty short random podcast, just because I know some of the videos have been quite long, so I'm trying to even it up. So yeah, so these are 3 pretty funny news stories. For those of you that watched the episode, the last random episode, I talked about the guy, the bodybuilder who married the sex doll. I haven't checked in with him this week, so maybe next week I'll check in with him and see how his love life is going. I think about him a lot, if I'm being honest. He's he's a peculiar anomaly of a man, but a hairy motherfucker too. So anyway, first news story is bear with me on this one. So a French woman ruled dead in 2017 fights to be declared alive. Now, I read this headline like about 11 times because it's, I don't know what it is, but how the fuck can you be going to court to be declared alive? Supposing she's fighting this in court. Like, it says, I'm not going to try and pronounce her name. Jean is her first name. It's Pouchain or Pouchain. Her status as deceased as a result of a court decision that deemed her dead, even though no death certificate was produced. So like, this woman is walking around dead. Reminds me of that, that I'm sure a lot of people know that clip in Scary Movie, How can you go to sleep and wake up dead? So I don't get it. Like, how? Well, I wonder, like, if this woman passes someone in the street, are you not allowed to say hello to her? But like, it's saying this lady, I'm skipping through the story, but she lives in constant fear, not daring to leave the house in the village of Saint Joseph in, God, French words are so hard to pronounce, so I'll skip that. But yeah, she fears yikes, she fears the family furniture will be next. I mean, how does this happen? How do you go to bed and wake up dead? No, how do you be declared dead? I don't get it. Like, and then you're in court saying, hey, I'm alive. You're lying. That's so messed up. Like, the one thing I found when I started doing this random podcast is, like, I literally just, I'll type into Google, craziest news stories of the day. Some of them are a little repetitive, or some of them are a few weeks old. But my God, there's no ending of these crazy stories. And like this one I came across like a couple of weeks ago as well, but I just didn't put it up. But it's just insane. Like, she's in court trying to fight to prove that she's alive. Imagine actually paying a lawyer to prove that you're alive in court. This poor lady said it's her, she probably shouldn't laugh, but it's her last chance to recover her life. Man, that's so messed up. So I don't know whether you find that funny or not. I think it's fucking hilarious and it's so weird. Moving on to the next one was a fugitive actually in Darwin, Australia. So the headline was naked fugitive rescued from tree by fishermen. So the man was discovered in mud. A man was covered in mud, cuts, and insect bites, and said he had lived off snails for 4 days. And these two fishermen basically found this guy, or they heard him calling them. Went over to check, who the hell was calling him. We got this guy fucking having a snail bolognese sitting up in a tree, balls naked. But apparently he'd been on the run. So these two guys found him and they weren't sure. They were quite apprehensive. So it says, one of the guys quoted, "We thought he must have had a big night after New Year's and got lost and done himself a mischief in the bush." His shorts and a beer. Yeah, so one of the fishermen gave him his shorts and a beer as they made their way back towards Darwin. One of the guys said he looked like he needed a beer. He was in a bad way. Yikes. So this guy had been on bail after being charged with armed robbery, multiple aggravated assaults, deprivation of liberty and stealing, whatever the hell that is. And he removed his electronic monitoring device to evade police. And he had been admitted into hospital, so he was pardoned from attending a court date. And then he went on the run. Yikes. His next court date was the 9th of February, so he's probably hanging off a fucking tree somewhere again now with his feeding off slugs. It's quite crazy, but yeah. Darwin, Australia for you. I know a lot of guys over there, so I'm not surprised some of them are a little touched that side of the world. So next news story is, this is the best of the bunch. So a Tennessee man has left 5 million to his dog in his will, quoting, "She's a good girl." So so many questions about this news story. And one of the things below the headline is, "Being a man's best friend is paid off for this dog." So again, a bit like the lady who was declared dead without being dead. How in the hell do you give 5 million to a dog? And what does the dog, and where does that 5 million go? Who decides what happens? It literally said he left the 5 million to his dog in his will. This is the best part. So like, it says, when Tennessee businessman Bill Dars died late last year, the 84-year-old left 5 million to his 8-year-old border collie Lulu. Lulu was minted. He said his friend Martha Burton had already been watching Lulu for him for several years by the time he passed away, according to a report. Said he frequently travelled and wanted someone to care for the dog while he was away. It says the lady that used to mind the dog was quoted saying, "I don't really know what to think about it, to tell you the truth. He just really loved his dog. I bet you she is majorly pissed off. The fact that she's been minding this little furball, flea-ridden bastard for years, and the dog gets all the money and she gets nothing." But listen, I like dogs. Would I give 5 million to a dog? I'm not too sure. But I tried to find out like what happens. Like, do they pay somebody to look after the dog with the 5 million, or do you actually give 5 million to a dog? I mean, I have no fucking idea. That is insane. Like, but definitely that neighbour is going to be quite pissed off with the fact that I've been looking after the dog for so long, and the dog gets 5 million when the guy dies. Holy shit. So for some reason today in the news, unless I just couldn't come across them, there wasn't too many crazy news stories. I don't want to be sharing actual news. I like to find the weirdest stories possible. Those ones were good, but not as good as the first week, so it seems to be a quiet in terms of weird news. And I don't want to be repeating the ones that I had on previously. So as I said, this is a very quick podcast, but it evens up some of the long ones that I've had. If you enjoyed it, plenty more stories and stuff coming up. Please keep commenting, sharing, liking, subscribing, the whole lot. Please, can't say it enough. Subscribe, share it, get us out there a bit more so we can get more people following. And I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and I kind of don't want to stop. So yeah, keep liking, sharing, subscribing, the whole lot. Check out Mystique Jerseys. Check out the podcast, the new Facebook page, the Instagram page, the whatever else we have. But everyone stay safe. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Take care. Have a good weekend, good week, good Monday, good Tuesday, good every other day. Peace.